What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I'm going to tell y'all, it's been touch and go for the last couple days. Kevin from Kevin's Corner found out that all he is at the end of the day is just a human. Yep, even though in my mind I'm part cyborg and maybe 3/4 alien, but I'm still susceptible to bugs, illnesses, diseases. Man, had fever, had the cold chills. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, what was so upsetting about being ill is the fact that I got sick during a week when they gave me such rich information. I ain't been shaving. Let me see if I'm together here before I make the. I ain't been shaving. I ain't been doing nothing. Been laying in bed, cuddled up with Gizmo, trying to stay warm, and his body heat wasn't kicking off enough. So I had to go out and purchase a full-blown blanket, heated blanket, in the summertime, or should I say the fall. So you know I had to be in bad shape. I mean, the blanket cost me like 60, 70 bucks. I was like, just give it to me. I don't think I'm gonna make it through the night. At least I want to be warm. But anyway, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. And I was sitting there watching some of this stuff as I was on my deathbed, thinking to myself, if I could just make one more video. You know how it is when you think you're on your last leg, you gotta savor your words. You don't want to speak too many of them. You like, must make one more video. So anyway, watching the 2019 third Democrat debate. Where do I start? First things first. The pandering. Oh, the pandering. It's like the agony. Oh, the agony. Well, the pandering. All right, so this guy gets up and he starts introducing everybody. And I tried to find the clip back online because I watched it live and I saw it. And I said, note to self, go back and get this clip. So he starts off and he's talking about how, you know, they're going to flip Texas and turn it blue and all that stuff. And then at the end, he talks and references God. And then he panders to all of the, I guess, feminists. And she, you know, he refers to God as a she and everybody. Yeah. Clap, clap, clap. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here it is. Then the chairman comes out. And he's in this preacher voice the whole time, screaming and yelling. But then out come the candidates. Now, where do I start? First things first. Let's go with, let's see, Joe Biden. All right. Sleepy, sloppy, slimy Joe. Got to go. Now, Sleepy Sloppy did try to come out fighting, but it's hard to fight when you're about 103 years old. I'm sorry. Even Rocky Marciano, undefeated, if he would have gotten to the ring at maybe 192 years old, I don't think he'd have had too much success. And Joe Biden, he tried to fight. One time his dentures almost shot out his mouth. He's like, see how, can we edit that out? No, we can't. It's in there. Then the other time, they jumped on Joe about, I guess, something that they thought he forgot. Julian Castro thought he forgot something. And, you know, just jumped all over little poor old Joe. But what really got me is when Joe tried to respond to a question about racism. What can we do about racism in this day and age? Now, I think Joe is innocently one of those, you know, white guys who just, he lived so long that he, in his mind, he still thinks it's okay to use certain words, like when he was talking about Barack Obama. He's a clean-cut black guy, you know, well-spoken. Basically, he's not like the rest. Joe is just so old that some of the terms back in the day in his mind might still be fresh. He might be like, excuse me, boy, could you go over there and get me a glass of water? Or, you know, that's a nice colored guy over there. So Joe tries to answer the question, and he just, I don't know where he went off into. He went into a rambling rant. Well, first thing we got to do, and it didn't answer the question. They asked him about how you deal with racism or something like that. Joe, well, your first thing you got to do is just the homes that parents got to fill, and they want to bring the kids in the house, and you got to break them down, make them listen. Listen, break out the telephones and break out the radios and the record players and the Frigidaires and the dent ports, okay? You want to make sure, and he rambles on about words. You got to sit them down and give them words and make them, and I'm thinking, first of all, you're probably implying that to all black people or, you know, I guess minorities. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if you weren't in the party of all of the pandering and in a party of all of the high sensitivity and racial sensitivity. It wouldn't be so bad, but that's the party you're in, Joe. So you got to watch every word you say. And Joe went off and he tried to make it appear that I guess black people don't know how to raise their kids. Yeah, I gotta sit them down and read them Dr. Seuss books and turn on the record player, spin that thing around and put them on a trolley. You gotta put them on that trolley and make them go in that, yeah, take them out in the back, maybe some cotton picking lessons. I mean, no, I can't say that. Pick cotton picking. I mean, the cotton, no, I wasn't saying it like make them pick cotton. Give them some cotton picking lessons. That's what I was referring to. So Joe blew it. But Joe did bring up some good points when it came down to healthcare. Now, you know, Bernie Sanders, old man Bernie, talking about the 1%. So Bernie, at least he keeps it real. Bernie said, look, man, I'm going to tax the rich and the businesses. And yes, everybody will have healthcare, but taxes are also going to go up for the middle class, but they won't have to pay a premium and they won't have to pay, I guess, you know, deductibles. But then you got Elizabeth Slick, Sly, Pocahontas, that's what it is, yeah. Pocahontas had the nerve to try to be slick with it. So they asked her about her little medical plan, and she said, well, you know, it's Medicare for all, and the rich are going to have to get taxed, and the middle class, and the businesses, and she said the middle class will pay less. Now, she said the rich and the businesses will pay more, but the middle class will pay less. Now, what does that mean? See, she tried to be slick with the words. She said they'll pay more and the middle class will pay less. But what does less mean? See, that's one thing she can't say. Of course, we're going to be paying less, and it's going to be coming out of our taxes. It's going to be coming out of our paychecks and our income tax returns and all of that stuff. But less doesn't mean that everything is relative, okay? Yeah, we're going to be paying less than the billionaires and the businesses, but that don't mean we're going to be paying less than what we're paying now for our medical. So she was real slick with the words, real clever. Who else made news? Let's see. How you like this? Well, my man with the pandering. Now, he thought this was going to be a hit. I think it was, who's the Asian dude? I don't know his name. But anyway, this man gets up there and he has the nerve that I'm coming out with something that's never been done. My campaign is going to give anybody, 10 families, $1,000 a month for a year. Even the people on stage was laughing, like, looking over at him like, are you kidding me? Now, you're talking about pandering. You're talking about buying votes. Come on, man. Okay, look, if you give somebody something like that, do you think they appreciate you? No. They'll take it and they'll get out of here. After that, thanks for all of the money you gave me. Peace. You won't teach them anything. You won't. In fact, you know what you'll end up doing? Enabling them. So that turned out to be an utter flop. But then you got Beto O'Rourke, who comes in, and this is his big moment. He's trying to make a comeback. He's like, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. So Beto O'Rourke tries to win some points and take advantage of the crisis that took place in Texas with the shooting. And of course, he gets all emotional and passionate, and then he jumps out there and says it. What we all been saying, what we all been thinking, ladies and gentlemen. He says, well, hell yeah, I'll take those AK-47s and those AR-15s. So basically, Beto O'Rourke is going to come up in our crib, or at least he's not going to do it because he's a coward. He's going to send, I guess, the police or whoever into law-abiding citizens' houses. Knock, knock, excuse me. Word on the street is you have an AR-15 in here. We need to come in and search your house and take your weapon. Well, no, you're not doing that. Now, you immediately have a violent confrontation going on with a person that otherwise would have minded their own business and been a peaceful, law-abiding citizen. Now you done created a criminal in a potential dangerous situation, all because Beto O'Rourke feels that he needs to come and confiscate all those guns. Now, if I'm the police, I'm like, Beto, why don't you go ahead and start going in the houses first? You lead us in, Captain. Huh? Go ahead, Bobby Ford, Beto O'Rourke. No, his name ain't really Beto, it's Robert. So Robert, Bobby O'Rourke, whatever his name is. Anyway, maybe he needs to lead the charge. That's what I'm saying. But no, he's not going to do that. He's going to have someone else do his dirty work. Now, who else? Who else made news? Let's see. Cory Booker was pretty uneventful. Let's see. Who else? Actually, I think it was Klobuchar. She actually made sense, but they didn't want to hear nothing from her. And they like, get her out of here. We don't want to hear nothing from her. But she did embarrass Bernie about his health plan. What else? Oh, Kamala Harris. Poor Kamala. What is she doing? Why don't she throw the towel in? Matter of fact, maybe I need to throw the towel in. For her next debate, I'm coming with the towel that I'm going to sit ringside. And as soon as she opens her mouth, I'm just going to throw the towel in. But this is the one that made me so mad out of all of the debate. It is the constant barrage of racial accusations. Now, I'm just wondering, can they get through one debate without opening up with Donald Trump's a racist? We have a racist in the White House. We have a white nationalist in the White House. We have a KKK member in the White House. Racist, racism, racist, racial, racism, systemic racism, economic racism, environmental racism, whatever that is, parental racism, you name it. Any other titles we could come up with, any other things we could just slap the title racism on, academic racism, could be hospitable racism, elementary racism, I couldn't believe how many times they all reference racism in regards to the president. Now I'm thinking, I'm wondering if these people, and I can't even give them credit because they're, all the people there clapping and stuff. But I'm thinking to myself, do you know how belittling that is to our intelligence for y'all to just simply think all we have to do is blind you and hit you with a barrage of racial accusations in regards to the president of the United States? So you're telling me that I should be able to see obvious manifestations of racism coming out of the White House? I'm not talking about accusations, inferences. I'm not talking about all of that stuff. I'm talking about racial policies. I'm talking about him targeting black people negatively. I'm talking about him targeting Hispanics negatively. Americans that are not white Anglo-Saxons, that's what I should be seeing. I ain't talking about illegal immigrants, none of that stuff, no. I am talking about he should be, if he's the racist he is, he shouldn't be having black colleges come to the White House and giving money to make sure that they're able to educate black students. He shouldn't be doing prison reform. He shouldn't be doing all of these things that benefit black people. He shouldn't work hard to make sure that black unemployment is down to its lowest that it's ever been. Those are not racial white nationalist acts. But it would take somebody who have no deductive reasoning to hear them say that repeatedly and not make the connection. And they are relying on that. They have totally relied on our audience is stupid and they'll believe these narratives, even though the evidence is totally contrary to the narrative. So if you're one of those people, you're part of the problem, not the solution. Anyway, so they gave us a plethora of comedy. Of course, they gave us the #1 hits, just like I said in my video. A lot of socialism, a lot of gun confiscation, a lot of third trimester abortions, but they didn't want to touch on the economy. They didn't want to touch on jobs. No, we don't want to talk about that. They skipped over impeachment. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, they skipped over all of that stuff. So we'll see where this fourth one goes. Frankly, I think they all need to drop out of the race, and just let it be Donald Trump against himself, because that's pretty much what it's going to be in 2020. Now, you've been listening to Kevin in Kevin's Corner. Don't forget to check me out every Wednesday night, 7:30, live in Kevin's Corner on YouTube and also on my radio blog talk show. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, and the notification button. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. Let me see if I can get a shot. Bing. All right. Check out Extreme Tees and click on something if you like it. Put my name in the promo code Kevin. You'll get a 20% discount. What else? If you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link in the bottom of this video to do that. And I think that might be it. But I ain't did this in so long. I think I forgot my endings. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All right, God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.